Hi, I'm Kaylin Boaz, and I'm one of our speech therapists here at the Allen location of Cutting Edge. Today, I'm going to be going over how we can model language for Gestalt language processors during activities of daily living or transitions into any activity during our daily routine. As mentioned in a previous video, we work with a lot of Gestalt language processors who rely on echolalia or echopraxia, which is either the direct repetition of language or physical movements seen from a variety of sources, whether it's their preferred songs, movies, or person. And they use this to communicate, although it doesn't necessarily need to be taken literally every time. So, keeping in mind how our Gestalt language processors formulate and generate their own language, let's talk about how we can support them during their activities in daily life. A key concept to keep in mind for our GLPs is the idea of monotropism, or that many autistic individuals have the ability to hyperfocus on something of their interest. However, this power can also be to our detriment when we're hyper-focused on something that is not related to our routine, and it can be difficult to shift our mind from what we're thinking about and focused on to the new topic or what our caregiver is asking us to do, even if it's to keep our body safe, like brushing our teeth or cleaning our body. So, considering the fact that it might be physically difficult to shift an autistic person's mind and thoughts and physical body to the next activity, we need to prioritize what language we're using when shifting. Something I always recommend is priming your child or student ahead of time by providing at least 10 minutes. If you can provide 15 to 20 minutes, that's even better, because we can start with an initial prime with something about it's time to brush our teeth, or soon it's time to get dressed. And by giving them that marker, you can start to let them know when their time is lessening and what's available for them before you have that transition. So if a kid is very involved in the swing right now and has no plans of shifting off the swing, I might let them know, I have about 15 minutes left on the swing, then it's time to brush my teeth. And then 10 minutes later, there's 5 minutes left. So I'll say, in 5 minutes, it's time to brush my teeth. That's enough time to swing for 4 more minutes. Or that's enough time to try the rock wall if I'm done swinging, just so that they start to think about what they have accessible now and how much time is limited before the demand is going to be placed on them to head towards the teeth brushing area. It's also important to consider the musical inclination or ability to recall movie quotes of preferred sources. So if I have a child that really likes Mickey Mouse and I know I'm about to suggest he transition to brushing his teeth, when I get down to my last few minutes, I will probably have a brush your teeth song pulled up on my phone related to Mickey Mouse, and I might even start singing it before we've transitioned to it, just to start to switch that child's brain to thinking about the next activity, especially in a way that is preferable and related to them. So if I know he likes this song, I'm going to start singing it, and it's going to help his brain shift to the idea that this is what I'm going to be doing next, because typically when he hears this song, it's while he's brushing his teeth. And this is important because we know that our Gestalt language processors are learning their language through the full experience. They're not just learning from a visual that says, I get my toothbrush, I put the toothpaste on it, and I put it in my mouth. They're learning from the first time they saw Mickey Mouse brush his teeth, they're learning from the time they saw their parents brush their teeth, and they're learning from the time that they watched everyone around them brush their teeth. So we want to pull on the positive, meaningful sources related to it. And by utilizing the language that we know they're already interested in and speaking from, then we're naturally showing them how to preserve their own autonomy, stay regulated, and advocate.